Welcome everybody to 100 Days in Don't Starve. To be specific, 100 Days in Don't Starve Reign of Giants. If this video does well enough, Shipwrecked and Hamlet will be their own videos. Now for those of you that know about Don't Starve, I don't really have to explain much here, but because this game is a bit older now, it came out in like 2013 I think, I'll give you a brief rundown of the game. Don't Starve is still what I would regard as one of the harder survival games out there. Not because the gameplay itself is difficult, but because literally every single thing in this game is trying to kill you. From waves of hounds, giant monsters, your own mind trying to kill you, and even bees. That's not even getting to like the weather, penguins, giant man-eating spiders, the dark itself, frogs falling from the sky. Okay, you get the idea. It would also happen that, aside from one or two mechanics in this game, Don't Starve is a permadeath game. I seem to be on a bit of a trend with these 100 Days videos recently. There are a few select ways that you can respawn after dying, but depending on which character you're playing, those ways of respawning are very limited, which is why the character I chose to play with on this first 100 Days is the man of the hour himself, Wilson. Literally, his only special attribute is his beard, which will be coming in handy later. Anyway, without any further prelude, if you end up enjoying this video, throw a comment down in the comment section or a like on the video, maybe even subscribe. There'll be more 100 Days content coming up shortly. And on to the video. God, it's a blast from the past. Oh, I used to play so much of this game. And to start day one off, I probably got one of the luckiest starts I've ever gotten. Hello? Oh my. Oh, the pigs are here. Wait, you good? Oh shit, the pigs haven't spawned in yet. Go me. I'm just gonna steal all this before the hostile pigs spawn in. I mean, come on, a pig guard grass set piece is a pretty good start. Days in Don't Starve are incredibly quick, so as day one was coming to a close, I'd already found the Glommer statue and Pig King. Now, while I wander around a bit at night, I'm going to take this opportunity to quickly explain how this 100 Days is going to work. Unlike most games I've done a 100 Days on where I can, actually have some substance in each day, I'm going to kind of be just generalizing each day, because usually with Don't Starve I can only do one or two things a day. So suffice to say, this will probably be a pretty short 100 days. And then day two's rolling around. God, I love having a built-in day counter. I found one of the first of the many things in-game, which I guess let you, regenerate the world. I don't really know, I've never done it. And that is literally what they're called, by the way. Ring thing, potato thing, they're all called things. These early days are pretty much all exploration, so I pretty much just spent the whole day exploring this biome. But I did find a wormhole which led me to the other pig village on the opposite end of the brick road. The brick road leading me back up to another wormhole, which shot me out the other end into the desert. The dawn of day 3 led to one of the largest set pieces in-game, which is where you would take all the previously mentioned things and put them together. But the part that was most important to me was the fact that it was surrounded by clockwork chess pieces, which give you one of the most important items in-game, gears. Gears can be used for ice pneumatics to keep fires away in the summer. They can be used for ice boxes, which is my main use for them, to stop food from spoiling. I just had to try and not get run over by the big boy. I was able to kill a bishop as well, which would give me a gem I could use for later. After that whole interaction, I was pretty low on health and it was getting dark, so I just kind of chilled out by a fire for the night. Day 4 was yet again more exploring, though now I had a full inventory so I couldn't really gather anything. I was really looking for somewhere to set up shop so I could start building chests and stuff. But I did run into the ice staff set piece, which has a bunch of winter hounds around it, which I'm pretty sure I completely forgot about through the rest of the 100 days. And would you look at that, I'm already on day 5. I'm just rapid firing here. It's totally not because there's a lack of things I'm doing in the video for me to commentate over, but not at all. By now, Wilson's beard had started to grow, so that's nice, I guess. And I found beefalo, which is huge to find early game. Their poop is probably one of the most valuable things early to mid-game. And then I found a touchstone. Apparently the second one I had found, I'd forgotten to include the first one, so yeah. Touchstones are one of the few ways you can resurrect yourself after death, like I mentioned in the intro, but they're only a one-use item, or building, I guess. And unlike the other two ways of resurrecting, they come with their own problems. So for the touchstone, if I die, it'll teleport me right back to the touchstone and it'll just respawn me, regardless of temperature or season. So if it's the winter, I'll freeze to death, and if it's the summer, I will burn to death, essentially. And then I set around a campfire again. Day 6, I pretty much just scouted the nearby area for a potentially good base location. I wanted something close to Pig King, something that was close to the beefaloes, and something that wasn't too close to the water surrounding the edges of the map. So I finally just decided, screw it, I'm gonna build a base in the middle of the forest. So then for the start of day 7, I was clearing out the immediate area around the campfire so I could start placing things. So by the dusk of day 7, I had an alchemy engine and 2 refrigerators. I'd also made a backpack which gave me 8 extra slots of inventory space. The start of day 8, I'm just realizing I had forgotten to add another set piece discovery, that being the beefalo hat on the ground, the hat with the horns. I found it on a dead body by the beefalo, and that hat will essentially allow me to go around the beefalo when they're in mating season without them attacking me. It also gives a pretty good warmth bonus in the winter. Then I went out to put some traps over some rabbit holes so I could start saving up a little bit of food. Day 9 was even more resource harvesting. I needed to get grass tufts and twiggy bushes, or whatever they're called. Saplings, I think, whatever. So I could transplant them and put them back over by my base. The night of day 9 was my first full moon, so that meant day 10 I would have to go get Glommer at night. By day 10, my sanity was actually starting to feel pretty rough. Shadows were starting to move out of the corners of my eyes, and the rabbits in my inventory had gone crazy. But come the night of day 10, I went and got Glommer, my little buddy, my friend, my pal, my buggy buddy. I spent day 11 just handing trinkets to the Pig King, pretty much, to get gold. Chopped down a totally normal tree on the way home, and then with Glommer in their new home, I spent the night of day 11 organizing my stuff. On day 12, since I now had a shadow manipulator back home, I decided to go get some reeds from the swamp. If you don't know about the swamp, I love the swamp so much. Home to spiders, worms, tentacles, and these little hillspaws that won't leave me alone. It's so much fun, really, I love it. Because I now realized I had missed my first hound attack, because the first hound attack was literally one hound, on day 13 I went to go attack some hounds myself. Now there were a few reasons I decided to try and do this, one being I needed the gold rocks that were around them. Number 2 being if I could get more hound's teeth, I could make tooth traps which I could use to defend myself from later, more devastating hound waves. And number 3, I was pretty sure I needed bones for a sewing kit. So by the end of day 13, I'd cleared a few hound mounds. God, that took so many takes to get out of my mouth. And I was also nearly dead. My sanity wasn't doing too hot either. So come day 14, I was out of there. And I was also out of my mind. My own nightmares were trying to kill me now. But nonetheless, I did make it home back to Glommer. So did the nightmares. Day 15, I was out and about just kind of gathering grass, I think, to make more rabbit traps or something. I don't know. I just know I needed grass. Pretty much spent all day doing that. Day 16 was another hound wave. Ow. There's a lot more of you this time. Come on. Thank God. Early on, they're pretty easy to deal with. I'm not surprised I missed it in the recording. The first few times, anyway. But then I made nightmare armor with some papyrus I made from the reeds I got from the swamp, and nightmare fuel I got from killing my nightmares. It is one of the best armors in the game. It's a shame it drives you crazy when you wear it. And then I cleared a spot for my crops to go, like grass and twigs and then a few farms. And then I spent the night of day 16 fertilizing said grass and twigs. Or probably just the grass, I don't think you have to fertilize the twigs. And then the next day I made some more chests to store all my items instead of having them on the ground. Went to go check my rabbit traps, and had a little bit of a harvest from my farms. Day 18 started with rain, then me digging up another little area to place down some drying racks. Because drying racks make jerky, and jerky restores your health and your sanity, and it lasts longer than normal meat. I also made a crock pot, which would allow me to make complex meals, which could give me some pretty good health boosts or sanity boosts. Day 19 started with more farming, and I'm going to add in here that at some point I got a bird. Probably got that on camera, but I forgot to mention it. All it does is let me feed it meat in turn for eggs, and vegetables and fruit in turn for seeds of that type. And then finally, day 20 rolled around. The final day of the autumn season, which would then roll into winter. I recruited some of the local pigs with some meat I had, and sent them off to fight some of the fish people that live near me. And then I had them fight each other so I could get the meat off them. I was starting to worry a little bit for the winter because I didn't store up as much food as I would have liked to, but I did store up enough that I could survive the first few days and hopefully go get some rabbits or something. And day 21 is the first full day of winter, which meant no more growing crops, or grass, or twigs. I had to just have enough saved up, which I didn't. And it was also another hound wave.
Come on, come on. I met you. That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
After that, another totally normal tree was on the chopping block.
I needed the living logs to make nightmare swords.
And then I went to go shave some beefalo while they slept. I started day 22 by going completely crazy. My sanity was next to nothing. At this point, Wilson had schizophrenia that could actually physically affect him. Some penguins showed up. I hate these things. Day 23, my food stores were already starting to get low. It's not like I could eat the ice I was saving up for summertime. I went and found some gobblers, which were out of season, but nonetheless they made a great addition to my pantry. And then I spent the night going crazy right next to the desert. Hounds, hound mounds, and stone. More hounds, ice,
And the big boy.
and that was day 24. Day 25 started with me getting more ice, checking my rabbit traps, and since it was a full moon, I chopped down a mushroom tree outside my base. By now, I was starting to worry about deer clops showing up. So in Reign of Giants, for those of you that don't know, there are 4 giants that can spawn. They're like the seasonal bosses. The first I will be encountering in this 100 days is deer clops, a giant deer cyclops with ice powers. And since deer clops could show up generally any time in the winter in my experience, I was trying to get ready as fast as possible because it could show up in one day, it could show up on day 30. Who knows? But day 26 started with yet another hound attack.
Oh yeah, sure, I'll bark around the same spot, why don't you, dickhead? Come on. God damn it.
So yeah, hound waves were already starting to become a problem. So many of them were starting to spawn in that I couldn't kite them effectively, so I was going to need that trap field sooner than later. But through the night of day 26, I was out trying to hunt me a koalefant. This guy right here. He's cute, but he drops a lot of meat, and the trunk he drops can heal me for a lot.
Slumber. You shall die by my hand, beast.
I was going to make him into some fine, tasty jerky. Day 27 was pretty dull, aside from me trying to take the fight to these pigs from the grass set piece.
Ah. Oh, I'm gonna die. Yeah. I leave now? Nah. Come on. Ow. Ow. Go away. Let me light a fire, dickhead. Thank you. Oh my. God damn it, really?
And there was my first death, which meant I was down from 2 touchstones to just 1. I had 1 more life in this world so far. So of course I went back and got my stuff on what was now day 28 since it skipped the night. Got my revenge, and picked grass until my heart was content. Day 29 I started taking the fight to the spiders because I needed spider glands in order to make healing salves, which continued on into day 30. Day 31 started with chores around the base, still just kinda waiting for deer clops to show up. Went out and fought some pigs, picked a fight with 1 too many spiders, and then I heard it. Deer clops was approaching.
Did he who? Oh boy. That's right, buddy. Hey, Mr. Deerclops, Mrs. Deerclops, whatever your pronouns are. Ow. Ow. I just need my sanity. I just need my sanity. Please go away for 1 split second, you goddamn crawling horror. Screw off. I can't say shit, Captain. Thank you. Thank you. Screw it. We fight to the death. I'm frozen. Deerclop's dead, bitch. Deerclop's down. Oh. Oh. That was a little close.
And like that, Deerclops was dead. Narrowly avoiding death myself, I was rewarded with a bunch of meat and the Deerclops' eye, which I could use to make an eyebrella, which would go on top of my head in the spring and completely protect me from any rain. So when I went home on the dusk of day 32, I harvested my drying racks, hung some of the big meat from the Deerclops up on them, and just kinda hung out around base with my buddy Glommer. I needed to de-stress after all that. And then the morning of day 33, rather than relaxing, I was preparing for yet another hound wave. Afterward, I spent some time clearing the trees out from around base. And this guy popped in to say hi.
Okay, big boy. Well, that's what I wanted. Big boy, it's a big one. These guys are a lot easier to fight than anything else in game usually. Oh, until your weapon breaks.
That was a tree guard. Past a certain time frame, once you start chopping trees, they have a chance of spawning, and the longer you survive, the higher the chance gets with every tree you chop. And eventually, when they do spawn, they start spawning in groups. Day 34 was more tempting fate by chopping trees, checking my rabbit traps because I had forgotten for like 4 days, and then collecting jerky, and some cuddling with Glommer to get my sanity back. Day 35 marked the first rainfall since it had been autumn. The weather was finally starting to warm up, which meant spring was rapidly approaching. Soon I would be able to grow food again, but I would not be able to harvest any rabbits from my traps. I also set up some spider nests I collected up by the pigs. For fun, I guess. And then I was following some more suspicious dirt piles in the hopes it would lead me to another koalefant. It did not.
Oh, that's a warg. That's a warg. I am gone. Bye. Where are you? Burn. Oh, he's on my ass. Okay. He's not happy. I kind of pissed him off, I think. I think I pissed him off. I think I did. Kill the org. Thank God. Okay.
That could have been a lot worse than it really was. Day 36, again my sanity was in the shitter. Went back home, and I finally made the umbrella, which I immediately put to use on day 37 because it was pissing rain out, the first day of spring. I also finally went and got started on that tooth trap field for future hound waves. Day 38, I walked by a race war, and then I was back in the swamp for more papyrus. Yay, more of the same on day 39. Day 40 started with my first harvest of my saplings since autumn, and then I ran into the second of the giants I was going to be facing.
Hi! Yeah, I wasn't expecting you so soon. Oh boy. Don't do that. That's rude. That's not chill. Come back over the traps, please. What's left of them? Need to get my inventory sorted. I wasn't ready for this. Oh, shit. Alright, how about you? Yeah, my sword. I'm just gonna fight it. My sanity's in the shitter, it doesn't matter. Kill it! Go away! Go away! Oh, shiza.
So that was fun. Day 41 was even more of a race war, and some grass picking, and running from my nightmares in a full moon. Day 42, I spent some time putting together some more tooth traps. The next day started with me fighting even more nightmares, and then spelunking into the caves. I wanted to get a bit of a start on the caves before summertime so I could find my way down to the ruins. The ruins were the end game of this game. Well, one of the two end games, technically. The ruins was the path to getting some of the best late game items in the game, and the technical final boss for the game too. But without a self-sustaining light source like a miner's hat or a pair of moggles, it was really hard to do anything in the caves. But eventually I came across light flowers, which were the fuel I was going to need for a miner's hat. Well, once I made one. And then I was back out on the surface in the dusk of day 44. There's no day counter in the caves, so it's really hard to keep track of how long I was down there. Day 45, I was back on my way home, and I collected some fireflies to make a miner's hat. Day 46, I found a lure plant right next to my base.
I'm gonna have like 4 tree guards jump out at me just for chopping these trees. Ah, what did I say? What did I say? What did I say?
And that's day 47 for you. I had a hound attack me during the night of day 47. And day 48, I was harvesting grass. Oh, it's so entertaining. Another lure plant. And then day 50, our halfway point through this challenge. If you're still watching, I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you. Thank you for watching, it means a lot. If you liked the video so far, give me a like, comment down below, subscribe, there'll be another video out soon, hopefully. And if y'all really blow this video up, maybe I'll do a 200 days and don't starve if you like it. Grass! On day 52, I kind of realized how rapidly summertime was approaching, and I was starting to get a little bit nervous about it because I had never fought this summer giant myself, which is Dragonfly, which in my opinion is the most difficult boss in Reign of Giants. Follows you around, sets everything on fire, it's just not a good time. Day 53, more swamp time, because I needed more papyrus to make more armor for Dragonfly. I forgot to light a fire, so I just kind of chilled by my lightning rod. Day 54, still prepping for Dragonfly. Frog rain! Frogs falling from the sky! God, I hate this event. Day 55 was me once again realizing that I was running out of food. I found another big boy. And then just a little itty bitty baby tree guard tried to kill me. More rain on day 56, so I just kinda hung out by my traps in case more frog rain happened. And with the color palette shifting into warmer colors on day 57, it was the first day of summer, which meant Dragonfly could show up anytime now. Today I actually went out and collected bees so I could get myself some honey in order to make honey poultices or whatever they're called. They're better than healing with healing salves, which I placed right against the water away from my base because in spring the bees get angry. Did more of the same on day 58, so now I had 2. Day 59 I was really starting to feel the heat of summertime, so it was a good thing I had these ice flingomatics previously built, otherwise my base would have been lit up like a firecracker. I also put a watermelon on my head. Cold fire, and day 60 was a trip back to the desert, where I killed another koalefant. Day 61, I was blessed with the sight of a volt goat catching fire, because it's hot out. Day 62 was pretty much just more tree chopping. What you're probably going to find with these next 18 days of summer is that I'm not doing much because it's hot as shit out. I can't leave base long. So here's a quick condensed run of the next few days until something interesting happens. Chores. Houndwave. Checking on the beefalo herd. Meal prepping for dragonfly. Farms withering in the heat. Trapping rabbits. Day 69.
Nice.
Charcoal farming. Gold! Chores. Running out of food. Spiders. Hounds again. Too much meat. Spiders! Koalefant! And on day 77, I encountered the Spider Queen.
Now I can't kill that thing because the goddamn Spider Queen is out. Ow! Yeah, that does a shit ton of health too, that's right. Go away! Ow. Nope, dead. Very dead. I killed you! Stop shitting! I killed you!
And then I fought another one on day 78. And then on day 79, I came to the realization that there was going to be no dragonfly. Dragonfly just wasn't going to happen this season. So I spent the entire first summer doing nothing, waiting for the worst giant to spawn in, and it never happened.
Because that's what you love to see. It's totally not a waste of time or anything.
And then day 80 rolled around. Only 20 more days until I reached day 100, still having 1 extra life. So while I tried to figure out what I wanted to do for the last 20 days, I traded with Pig King. And then on day 81, I came up with a little bit of a plan for the last 20 days. I wanted to get to the ruins and defeat the Ancient Guardian. I think that's what it's called. And if I couldn't do that, I at the least wanted to get to the ruins, right? I'm not trying to beat the game in 100 days, I'm just trying to survive 100 days. So day 82, I was back in the caves with my mining helmets and scouting around for the entrance to the ruins. I originally had the wrong idea on how to get down there, so by the time I left the caves, it was day 85. I had to resupply. Day 86 was kind of just me milling about, thinking on what to do. And then day 87, I was back in the caves. And with a little more exploration and the help of some moggles, I found the entrance to the ruins. The ruins were incredibly dangerous. Not only was it dark, did I have a lack of food, but I also had to worry about something called the nightmare cycle, which is the closest thing to a day and night cycle in the ruins, but whenever a nightmare cycle is in full swing, nightmare fissures open up and start naturally spawning nightmare creatures. I wandered around for quite a while, honestly, just trying to find my way into the actual ruins themselves, until I came across a maze which I believed would lead me to the ruins, only for this to happen.
Oh, they're fighting a depth worm. Go away. Thank you, game.
I lost all the gear I had on me in the ruins. And I also lost my second life, which meant now I had no active ways of respawning. And by the time I'd respawned, I realized it was day 89. I only had 11 days left. But now it was also fall, which meant I had to get ready for Berger. I think that's how you say it. Berger is the autumn giant, like the cross between a giant bear and a badger, I think. Also incredibly annoying and dangerous to deal with. And I just had lost all of my armor in the ruins. So day 90, I was back in the swamp trying to get papyrus in order to make more armor. Day 91, I was transforming some pigs into werepigs in order to get more meat and pig skin. Day 92, I was going batshit crazy again, but I also made a meat effigy, which while taking a small portion of my maximum health would allow me to respawn again. Day 93 was farming more nightmare fuel so I could make more armor and swords, only for day 94 to be the first day of winter, which meant I didn't get Berger. I had no dragonfly or Berger spawn. For those of you that caught the stream, I was pissed. I had gone through all this preparation to be ready for these 2 final bosses of the 100 days, only for them to not show up. So yeah, I was pretty pissed. Day 95 I was going crazy, both in-game and out. But by now I was relatively certain that I would survive the 100 days. I only had 5 more days left. It would take a miracle for me to screw it up. Day 96 was more rabbit trapping, along with day 97. Day 98 I took my anger out on some of the local villagers. Day 99 was more penguins and more rabbits. And then finally, day 100 rolled around. The final day that I had to survive in order to complete this challenge. Overall, it was a pretty laid-back day. I couldn't really do anything special with it being winter, so it was just me chilling at base, hanging out with Glommer. I did hunt a beefalo or 2 at the end of day 100 though, just to add a little spice. And then just like that, day 101 rolls around. For those of you that are still watching, I want to say thank you. I hope you enjoyed the video. I really enjoyed doing this. I think Don't Starve was one of the first games I ever bought myself on a computer, so it holds a very special place in my heart, and it's great to finally have done a 100 days video on it. Now, if you did like, leave a comment, a like, subscribe maybe. There'll be more videos coming out shortly. But if you want to see a 200 days in Don't Starve Reign of Giants, certainly let me know. Blow this video up. Because while this challenge is relatively easy on Don't Starve, 200 days will be a different story. The world gets increasingly more hostile as I survive, so if you want to see that, show some love to the video. Anyway, I'm off the charts. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one.